Get ready with me to, wait for it, see my in-laws for the first time in 3 years. It's my in-laws' 40th wedding anniversary. I don't at all want to make it seem like I'm going because my husband wants me to go, because my kids want me to go, because my sister-in-law wants me to go. I want it to be very clear. I'm going because I feel ready to try. I'll have everything that I'm using for my makeup in the description below. I hesitated to talk about this because I don't want people to feel like because I'm trying, they need to feel like they should try again in their relationship. Every relationship is different. I also recently just made a TikTok video kind of poking fun at something else that was happening on the internet where I was saying, like, my content isn't fake. I don't get along with my in-laws. And that's true. But as so many commenters point out all the time, you can not get along with someone and still be civil with them or still see them. So why now? Why am I talking about this? I'm talking about it because this is the exact situation that I get asked about so often in my DMs. I haven't seen my in-laws in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, since my baby was born, and there's a family wedding, and I'm gonna have to see them. What do I do? I'm gonna live it today. Why am I talking about it? Because so many people go through this. It doesn't get talked about. No, I'm not gonna film at the function. This is a recant of how I'm feeling as I anticipate seeing someone that I haven't seen in a long time because I chose to step away from the relationship. Other details that I feel like are important to add. I don't feel like my in-laws or anyone at the function is at a risk of causing some sort of scene. Do they know about my content? Yes, I believe that they do. As I've mentioned so many times, a lot of my content isn't based on my specific relationship with my in-laws. And the few videos I've done where I've talked about it, those are my lived experiences. We should be able to look each other in the eye and say, yeah, I talked about that on the internet because that happened. But look at all these people that I'm helping because of that situation who don't have to go through what you and I went through. I'm ready to have that conversation. Why now? I know my sister-in-law is going. I know my husband's cousin that I get along with really well is going. It's outdoors. There's going to be lots of people there. So I feel like it's a good scenario for me to test the waters. Remember, I'm not just testing the waters of what that dynamic is like. I'm testing the waters about how I feel. What's my mental health like? Understanding that when I previously would have to see them or go to their house, I would be like nearly sick to my stomach. I was so anxious. So what am I doing to prepare? I'm wearing something very comfortable. As I mentioned, I'm already confirming that my allies in the situation are going to be there. Talked about it with my husband, so he knows that I'm gonna be sort of the default parent. So if the kids need something, I can go tend to the kids, so I'm not left like in a situation where I don't want to be. We know that if either one of us is ready to leave, we're ready to leave. Understanding it's not just me who's feeling anxious about me coming again for the first time in so long. I hope that everything's fine. Did I debate starting this video with putting bronzer across my face and like war paint and saying, let's do this? Yeah, I did. But I felt this scenario, because so many people have lived it, deserved some earnest emotion and not just comedy. People are gonna ask, were you explicitly invited? No, but my husband was invited, our kids were invited, therefore I'm invited. If you have a family member who you don't see very often because you don't get along with their spouse, like your child or something, and you don't get along with their spouse, expecting to start to see them more while saying, oh, well, don't bring your wife, probably not the move. My mother-in-law definitely wants my husband and my kids at this celebration of hers. So she should be expecting that I might come. I'm planning to function like an adult. I'm sure she's gonna do the same. Another factor I feel like is important to point out for people who feel pressure to do what I'm doing today and show up for the first time in a long time. I'm not angry anymore. Why do I still make content about mothers-in-law if I'm not angry anymore? We both know that this is bigger than just me and my situation. But as far as how I feel, I'm not angry anymore. I'm disappointed for sure. It's stressful going anywhere where you know that the people there probably or definitely don't like you very much. But if it's a space for my husband and my children, it's a space for me. I shouldn't gloss over it like it's no big deal. It's a very unique situation where I'm going back into a family environment where I haven't been for a very long time. And I have an entire internet persona surrounding the outcome of that relationship and how it made me feel, which was undoubtedly embarrassing for my mother-in-law, made her feel a negative way about it. But we're here now. Maybe I'm gonna get there and turn on my heels and say, nope, I cannot do it. But I'm gonna try not to. I'm also wearing non-waterproof mascara, so I don't have the option. No crying for me, because it's gonna run all over my face. I'm also doing this because I think there's so often situations where someone comes back to a family after they've stepped away for a while, and then they're made to feel awkward and uncomfortable, when really, if you want that person to start showing up, you should just be kind to them when they arrive. So I'm eager to see how it goes. and I can report back. Relationships don't always go the way that we want them to go. And although I'm aware that most people don't start talking about them on the internet, I'm also aware that no one talks about what it feels like to show up again. I'm gonna go finish my hair, pick an outfit, put on some lips and some jewelry, and get this show on the road. Tune back in for part 2 where I'll recap how it went.